Welcome to the TxPROS tutorial, utilizing the Continue Loaded Route After Non-Permitted Travel feature in TxPROS. This video was produced by the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles, Motor Carrier Division for users of the Texas Permitting and Routing Optimization System, also known as TxPROS. TxPROS offers customers the option to use the Continue Loaded Route feature when routing their load. This feature may be used in two scenarios. The first is when a load exits the state of Texas on a state-maintained highway, travels through another state, and then re-enters Texas on a different state-maintained highway. Only a limited number of highways qualify for this option. For details on which highways are eligible, please contact TxDMV at 1-800-299-1700. The second scenario is when a load must travel on a non-state-maintained roadway to connect two state-maintained highways. This option is helpful when the size or weight of the load makes it impractical or impossible to reach the destination using only state-maintained roads. In some cases, routing solely on state roads would result in excessive mileage. It is important to understand that TxDMV oversize overweight permits are only valid on state-maintained roadways. These permits do not authorize travel on county roads or city streets. The carrier is responsible for contacting the appropriate county or city to obtain permission for travel on any non-state-maintained routes. Let's take a look at how to use the Continue Loaded Route feature for the first scenario. In this example, we will start at the Oklahoma-Texas state line and end in El Paso. On the Enter a Route page, we have selected our origin as the Oklahoma-Texas state line on US 54, and our destination as the New Mexico-Texas state line on IH 40. To use the Continue Loaded Route feature, click on Continue Loaded Route After Non-Permitted Travel. This will open a second route entry box, allowing you to enter details just like you did for the initial route. For the second leg of the trip, we'll have the load re-enter Texas on US 54 and continue to the final destination at US 54 and SL 478 in El Paso. For help on entering via points in either the original route or the Continue Loaded Route, refer to the Getting a Requested Route using via points or highways in TxPROS tutorial. Once all information is entered, click Validate and Run to generate the route. You will see the two separate trips marked by different numbered balloons. The green and red balloons labeled 1 represent the first leg of the route, and the balloons labeled 2 represent the second. The turn-by-turn directions will also be split accordingly. Remember, it is the carrier's responsibility to obtain any required oversize overweight permits from the other states for travel outside of Texas. Now, let's look at how to use the Continue Loaded Route feature for the second scenario. In this example, we will begin our trip just south of Stanton and end west of Lenora. On the Enter a Route page, we will select the origin at the intersection of SH 137 and FM 307, and the destination at the intersection of FM 307, and County Route 1050. To add the second leg of the route, click Continue Loaded Route After Non-Permitted Travel. For the Continue Loaded Route origin, we will use the intersection of FM 829 and IH 20, and for the destination, the intersection of FM 829 and SH 176. Some oversize or overweight loads may be so large that they require multiple trips to complete the move. In these cases, TxPROS allows you to add up to 10 additional Continue Loaded Route segments. Once all route information is entered, click Validate and Run to generate and view the full route. In this example, the load will travel west on FM 307 to County Route 1050, as shown by the green and red balloons labeled 1. The load then continues north on CR 1050 until it becomes FM 829. Because CR 1050 is not a state-maintained roadway, this portion of the trip is not included in the permitted route. The second route, marked by the green and red balloons labeled 2, begins at FM 829 and continues to the final destination. If you use this option, you are responsible for contacting the appropriate county or city for permission to travel on any non-state-maintained roadways. Both scenarios using the Continue Loaded Route feature require TxDMV review before the permit can be issued. Once the route is validated, check the box above the map that says, "I have a problem with the route and would like it reviewed." You will be prompted to enter a note explaining the reason for the review. You can enter a comment such as doing a split trip due to excessive mileage. Then click Next to continue the application. After payment is submitted, the permit will be reviewed by TxDMV, issued, and delivered using your selected delivery method. This concludes the tutorial on using the Continue Loaded Route after non-permitted travel feature in TxPROS. For more information and additional tutorial videos, visit the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles website at www.txdmv.gov and enter the keyword TxPROS.